Moving swiftly along with arguably the game of the night. This is Super Session Spectacular coming right up. It is the USA Eagles up against England. It's Philip Atatiat and Jack Zorab.
Thank you, Rupert. Yes, good evening, everybody. England against the USA in the pool stages. They met in Malaga, and it was the US who prevailed. And everyone around the stadium, perhaps, except for this gentleman here, looking forward to the match. Well, you've got to get your kip in when you can, I guess. Someone can wake him up when the match begins. The US against England. Seed number 4 against seed number 9. England having struggled somewhat in Malaga. The US just excelled, getting better and better across the course of the competition. And the 7 starters will be coming up over the previous 5 games. This is the head-to-head as well, and that's quite interesting. Back in 2018 is Dubai, the last time England won the USA. Of course, they've competed as Team GB since then as well, so it's not always as accurate as that head-to-head might seem. Here are the starters, Meg Jones and Abby Brown, captaining England, both on the field from the start. Lauren Doyle and Elena Olsen, while Olsen on the bench to begin with. There is no Ilona Maher in this competition for the US. Plenty of deputies, though, the likes of Christy Kirsch, Sui Aau, and of course, Naya Tapper, on 98 World Series tries coming into this match. What a moment if she's to hit the ton against the English. Phil Tatiet's, our appetite has been whetted across the course of today. This is a tasty matchup indeed.
It really is, and I think England are coming into this full of confidence. Improvements are needed to be made from last round in Malaga. You've got some really talented individuals there, but as you alluded to, they competed as Team GB in Dubai round 1 and 2, so they've only really been together as Team England for 1 round. So looking to build on this, good early win this morning against Canada, 33-12, but you have to say, it's going to be a big ask. USA are in form.
Julian Zussman of Canada is in the middle for this one. Someone who knows all about the international arena, Julian Zussman. And to another one, Meg Jones, Chris Thomas, Christy Kirsch, Abby Brown. Big names rising to the big occasion in our Super Session. This will be the pool decider, whichever way you cut it. So the US playing left to right, and it's a very good day to you in the US if you're tuning in for this one. It's a very good evening to those in England as well, watching on and supporting the Red Roses. Ellie Boatman, now Meg Jones. England's in their purple change kit. Lauren Doyle goes to work in defence. Isla Norman Bell, again starting at scrum half. Norman Bell. Brown. Norman Bell again, that's why. Perfectly passed along the line, under pressure. Burton switches, and England looking to stretch the US here with Emmy Uren. Naya Tapper straight in. US flick the switch, back onto attack mode. Spread along. Kyla Canetz, Christy Kirsch just steps. Norman Bell is back. England being asked difficult questions here. Brown. Full minute of action to open this up. Now Grace Crompton has a first run at Naya Tapper. Decides to head down a Seville side street. Gets it onto Abby Brown. Norman Bell. Burton. Big carry from Abby Burton. Family have a strong rugby league heritage. Dad Danny, a legend of the game. Meg Jones now bouncing around, taking on US defenders, getting it onto Burton. The overlap created by Jones. Uren. England bubbling along nicely. Now Crompton cuts in again. Has speed to burn Grace Crompton. But you've got to use that speed in the right way.
Gosh, what an intensive opening to this game. The amount the ball was kept alive then. Loving watching the jinking feet of Meg Jones. I think she single-handedly beat 4 players and then still had that awareness to keep the ball alive, get the offload in.
Mark here.
She has absolutely been at the heart of everything good that England do. She's so creative. Incredible athlete as well. Powerful step on her.
No, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm good.
I remember seeing her in her early teens. She'd be playing for senior teams in touch rugby down local fields in Cardiff. And I remember being jealous of her step back then, and I'm still jealous today.
Fine.
Coming from someone with a half-decent step yourself, Philippa. Jones just ships it along. Uren on Doyle. Now Crompton wrapping around. She's up against Kershey. Crompton might have the legs here. England get the first score through Grace Crompton.
Wow, that is a huge score for England. Let's not forget that they are playing the winners from last week's round, the informed team. Lovely bit of set-piece play. That initial engagement then coming from the ever so young but so skillful Norman Bell at 9. And it's just the quality of pass, giving you that option on the outside edge. Grace Crompton, very much new to the Sevens, the England Sevens, but certainly going to be one for the future.
Jones can't add the 2, but England off to a perfect start. They've played with real shape today, right from their first match against Canada. Set out their stall early on. That goes 10 in the end. Kershey. Nia Tapper with a first run at Grace Crompton. She's just had a try in the legs, but she gets to Tapper initially. Burton helps her out. Now Doyle steps herself, Doyle, and Uren will stay with her. Now Chris Thomas, good chance this for the US over on the left. Kershey is there. Meg Jones and Ellie Boatman called the numbers across. Great cover defence from the English. And the US go back 10, but then they can build from here. And Tapper up against Crompton. Can she do it again? Tapper steps. Norman Bell gets brushed away. Nia Tapper from here will stride in. Number 99 for Nia Tapper.
Oh, it's the tackle tech there from England, just not quite good enough. I mean, let's not take anything away from this lady. She is incredibly difficult to tackle, Nia Tapper. That's why she's got the try-scoring stats that she has. Lovely bit of one-on-one with that fend. I would question the centre work for England defensively. They kind of shot up one player, leaving a lot of work there for Grace Crompton on the edge. She had no real inside support.
So US hit the front with Tapper's score, converted. 7-5 they lead. Tapper one away. Kelter just behind her. No American women's player has recorded a ton yet. Again, that kickoff right on the half-time bell, although that's not the half-time bell. It just sounded like one. Making sure it's ready.
Making sure it's ready. That's frustrating, you know, for me, with the athletes and the size of athletes that USA have. Restart should really be one of their absolute attacking weapons. They should be challenging up in the air, getting that ball time back 9 times out of 10. But the kicking, for me, is just not being accurate enough. They're really wasting one of their assets there.
So Nia Tapper being switched on with Sarah Levy. Slight hint of disgruntlement. I can understand that. On 99 tries. And an English defence to run at, which she's just powered through. Norman Bell turns and goes to the right with Meg Jones. Emma Uren on her flank. Norman Bell, can she get away? Chris Thomas will chase back Isla Norman Bell, who is looking for her first try on the World Series. Norman Bell for England. She's done it.
Wow, what a big moment for this young athlete. Fantastic support line she was running then. Really good work by England, keeping that ball alive on the wing. Lovely bit of set-piece work. You see Meg Jones there, just challenging, just stepping, see if she can intrigue one or two defenders. Look at that, how England sucked in 3 players then. That was due to the stepping of Meg Jones, but also the offline then, and the lovely inside pass. We see here Emma Uren. She's obviously getting great chat from that inside, knowing that support play is there. Oh, what a moment, first try.
So England with the lead, slender though it is, 10 points to 7. Meg Jones unable to convert either try. So the US, after the gong, in their 22 with Jazz Gray. Hat-trick in her last game. Fresh wheels on the pitch for the US. Chris Thomas now. Kershey. Ellie Boatman with the tackle for England. How they'd like to shut this out and get to the huddle and then go again. Jazz Gray on Crompton. This will be interesting. Jazz Gray fancies another route. Jones comes in. Big hit from England's number 10. Still the US though, and lovely play as well to release Kershey. Kershey over halfway. Cannot. The US building carefully, and then the gap comes. Oh, it opened up for the US, and this will be the go-ahead try, scored by Lauren Doyle. The captain gets it done.
Oh, that was really savvy play. I think England just got caught there a little bit, fearing the outside edge, and were all ready to sort of take off and push outside and defend that wing. But then Lauren Doyle just probably caught the sight of it. There you go, see a couple of hips massively turned there. Tatiana Hurd and Amy Brown were already set, ready to go on the outside edge. So cutting against that grain, really good awareness there.
So the difference in the kickers, it is 14 points to 10 to the US. 2 tries apiece, though. This one is on a knife edge. We'll just see if we can hear the thoughts here of Emily Bidwell in the huddle. Perhaps hear what messages are being passed on.
Jazz Gray wants to come back round. Okay, when she does, we go hit her. Okay? Leave the breakdown alone for me. Get 7 on feet control. Attack wise, really good. Keeping the ball with stretching them. That's where we want to play those wider channels. Okay? Yeah?
Keep the ball attack, snaps and guesses. Your defence, stay hard. Keep smothering them, okay? Smother them and then go hit someone. Good? 2, 1! Let's go! USA!
So both huddles done, we are ready to go. 14 points to 10, the USA turning around at half-time. Work to do for Abby Brown and her girls.
Lots of time.
Grace Crompton, one of England's try scorers in the contest, along with Isla Norman-Bell. Just 4 points adrift of last week's champions in Malaga. But the US looking so dangerous, Phil.
Yeah, you certainly can't count them out just yet. They're a strong team and they're confident in their ability, but it is just great to see some more exciting 7's, and especially seeing the individuals for England putting their hand up, because they got quality across the board. They just didn't quite work together as a unit last round. They certainly look like they're enjoying themselves out there today.
Scrum.
So drawn back into a scrum on halfway. USA ball.
Sub. 9 and 8.
James Rodwell choosing to shuffle his cards. And Boatman and Norman-Bell. Smile on the face of Isla Norman-Bell. Over the whitewash for the first time in the HSBC World Series. Nicole Haviland will put this one in at the scrum.
The most difficult place to defend against this is centre field scrum, and at the moment USA have stacked 2 players directly behind the scrum.
Gets it away nicely as well. England having to track back quickly. Just caught a little cold as Doyle has support. Canet fires it away. Chris Thomas. That's a nice step 2 from Haviland. Kershey. Canet. Jazz Gray heads back in field. England eyes all on Jazz Gray, so it goes to the other flank where Sarah Levy is lurking. Haviland. Jazz Gray has tracked all the way across. Gray will race in against Brown, and the US into the corner. Wonderful try.
Lovely offloading play there from USA. Jazz Gray is certainly turning out to be one of their superstars. Speedster on the wing, got 3 tries this morning against Portugal. And no sooner is she on the field, she gets herself another try here. Yeah, the tackles there, they're just not dominant enough. Players are grasping, just desperately trying to get people down. If you've got both your hands on the ball, you're not really being... There's no real physical exertion over them there. They've got all the time in the world to make that offload. And they need to be a bit more physical with those tackle tech.
So the US with distance between England for the first time in the contest. Plenty of time for this one to run, though. It goes high, and that's on the money. Thomas climbs the highest. Canet now. Momentum shifting the way of the US Eagles. Haviland. Jazz Gray. England's press defence trying to be applied, but the US just moving nicely, making sure the ball is never predictable, because Gray's now popping up in the middle.
Megan, get in the line. Tackle.
Canet. Kershey. Chris Thomas. She can do everything on a 7's field, Chris Thomas! And now she goes and jumps in the fast lane, herring away.
Such a difficult player. When she gets on the outside edge, there is very little you can do, apart from what Abby Brown did, was just shepherd her to the outside, limiting them opportunity for maximum points off it. Composed stuff there from USA, wasn't it? So physical, perfectly timed with that fend. Absolutely no way she was getting anywhere near her.
US showing their class. And 24 points to 10 now. 2 converted tries away are England.
It's just the physicality for me. I really think the USA have upped it. Spacing not being quite right for England defensively. She's put them into a poor position, a weaker position, should I say, to be able to make really physical tackles.
England get the restart. Alicia Maud. Now got to chase the game. Turn the wick up. Meg Jones. Abby Brown switching nicely. Jones is there. On to Kelly Smith. She has one player to size up. The cover is good.
Advantage.
Brown. Jones. Looking to pull US out of shape. Maud and Uren just got sucked in by the US Eagles. So defending with their eyes, bringing them onto them. Abby Brown. Smith again. She is pummeled into touch, Kelly Smith, by Christy Kershey.
Back to the penalty.
Kind of had a bit of a feeling they were sort of running out of ideas a little bit, England there. That initial wraparound between Meg Jones and Abby Brown. Gosh, that was slick
We
play.
had a high tackle over here. No. Yeah. Sophie had a high tackle here. Yeah,
Kelly Smith had very little room to work with then. Potentially, you could have questioned maybe Abby Brown would have been better taking the contact herself, allowing Kelly Smith to come in, rock over, go again.
Stop.
So 2.5 minutes to play, Phil. 2 tries the difference. It's more than doable.
It really is, and this is a massive improvement from what we have seen from England. like I say, at the moment, I just feel like a difference of physicality between the two, and USA just have the edge there.
Scrum.
The US, as you can see, turning it on either side of half-time, ending that first half well, and then hitting the front.
Marcus here.
Okay, so
USA.
Kelly Smith has left the field there.
Quickly. Red ball.
It was a heavy contact, wasn't it? Not our very best wishes to Kelly Smith. She is
Here we go.
standing on that leg, but gingerly so.
She is, but it appears that England have used all their subs, so they're actually playing with a player down now.
Set.
An almost impossible task then for England. Meg Jones, it's the type of environment she enjoys the most. Maud, Brown. The US looking to swoop. 90 seconds remaining. The US could seal it here. England outflanked on the right-hand side. Sharing it on to Naya Tapper. 100 tries knocking, but not without the ball.
And with all the awesome tries that Naya Tapper scores when she has no right, where she has no space, that's probably the one try where she had no one in front of her, all she had to do was catch the ball. Oh, she'll be gutted about that.
And look at the time, plenty of time for Naya Tapper.
Bind. Set.
England ball. Uren. Chips and goes herself, Emma Uren. Christy Kershey chases hard for the US.
Playing the players at the ball.
And the US are going to have a penalty from back where Julianne Zussman is, or excuse me, England will.
Yeah, I think it was early contact, taking a player without the ball.
Brown, Jones. Little juggle. Georgina Tasker, youngest player in the team, just 19, but she gets robbed on the floor.
Scrum. Scrum called.
So the pace of this game, it started at a very, very fast pace indeed. It has slowly ground to almost a halt at the moment.
Mark's here.
Maybe one last injection of pace from the US. Naya Tapper on that right wing. Elena Olsen.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
But the US not interested. They want to get out. The match finished, the job done, and England downed by the Malaga champions, and in some style as well in the end. In truth, they were too good for England. 24 points to 10.